Okay, welcome to today's 5-minute millionaire mentor tip. What are we going to talk about? Again, I'm talking to you as I would talk to myself in a time machine. Sorry, I'm wearing this. I was just at the gym here in London, so I want to just record real quick. These are casual, but hopefully you're going to get a lot out of it. I want to talk about reading people. This is going to be a continual theme in this whole program that you're going through. I hope you stay to the end, a full year. You go through all the way to your advanced black belt, grandmaster level belt. We're going to talk about reading people, and I want to start with just saying, first of all, if you study evolutionary psychology, Dr. David Buss, my mentor in reading people, you could say, he's a former Harvard professor, University of Austin. He's now a professor. He basically says, remember, humans grew up thousands of years ago in tribes. And basically you just protected yourself and your tribe. And the other tribes you exploited. Well, now we live in the modern world, and we still have that same genetic makeup that we inherited from our great-great-grandparents. And so in general, most people you bump into are going after their own interests and their close circle, their tribe. So they're going to exploit you without even realizing it. And so throughout life, most of the good and bad that you have is controlling your social circle, keeping the people who are going to exploit you out, and the good people in. Most of life's happiness and pain, 90% of it, comes from other humans. There is factors of tornadoes and earthquakes and, getting cancer. But if you really think back over your last 1 year of your life, what caused you most pain? It's a people problem. So if we learn to read people, we can exclude people and include people. And the first way to do that is to learn how to use the scientific method. Okay? And it's pretty simple. There's many ways to read people. Eventually you'll learn to use body language in this, but a lot of people overuse that. Body language doesn't always work. You can get fooled. Nothing always works, so you have to triangulate it with multiple strategies. The one I want to teach you today is simply using what's called psychometric analysis. That's a fancy word for what? For personality tests. My mentor, Dr. David Buss, actually has his PhD in psychometric analysis and testing. Personality quizzes. So I'm going to make this real simple. I put a free quiz on my website. Everybody you ever bump into, send them to this quiz. It's just on my website. Take it yourself. tylopez.com/quiz. And for the most part, trust the quiz if they get a bad score. If they get a really good score, they could be lying, but very few people lie negatively about themselves. When there's a question, do you laugh at losers? And they say, strongly agree, believe them. They're not a good person. Or by conventional standards, they're not good. I'm not going to say what's good and bad per se. Some of that's subjective, but they're likely to exploit you. So you take them to this quiz, and there's a lot of things. I compiled this quiz. It's the 7 most scientific quizzes in the world combined into one. It's the Dark Triad, the Mach 4, the Big 5, the MPI. It has elements of the Hexaco. It has elements of anxiety tests and so on and so forth. So it's 5 to 7 quizzes combined in one. These all have real data. These are the cutting edge ones. It's not the Myers-Briggs, ENFJ, ENTP. There's some validity to that, but it's not as good as the one. So it's not one I built. I just compiled it. It's free, by the way. I'm not trying to make money off your friends or anything. And it does ask for my email address, but if they're super suspicious, then they can put in a fake email to get the results. So here's the thing I want you to learn from today's lesson. Even more important than the quiz, watch people's reaction to asking them to take the quiz. Because sometimes better than the quiz results is people's reactions. So I'm going to teach you first white belt, yellow belt kind of understanding of people. If you look at a psychology textbook, there's 3 main categories of people you want to keep away from you. They call it weird and eccentric, okay? The other one is overly dramatic. I'm actually going to expand upon this, and this isn't really the 3. I'm going to add low agreeableness. So these are people you want to stay away from. Low agreeableness is not something you want to be around. So if you ask them to take the quiz and they get all dramatic, like, ooh, why do you want me to take the quiz? If they get very suspicious, I'm going to put that under this category. Okay, that's a bad sign. If they're like, no, you send it first and then I'll send you my results. That's a combination of low agreeableness and weird. And if they do it in a flipped out way, then they're dramatic, weird, and low agreeableness. Start selecting people that are agreeable. That means in general they say yes to stuff unless it's overtly a horrible thing for them. Okay? It's like you want open-minded people around you. Taking a quiz, you're not trying to hurt them. So if they're like really weird about it, they get negative points here. If they're really, you want to stay away from dramatic people. The scientific term for it is emotional stability. There's a lot of different words. Dr. David Buss calls it regression to baseline. Your baseline emotion should be here. Something stresses you. People who shoot way up, in general, they're unstable. Last thing is people who are very suspicious, weird, bizarre. Sadly, they probably had a lot of trauma. And if you really want to grow, you're going to have some people, no one's perfect. You're not selecting for perfect people. But you don't want people who really score bad in these things. That's just the process of asking them to take the quiz. That's not even the quiz yet. I'll teach you how to do that. But that's today's lesson. Watch people's reaction to you asking them to take the quiz. Okay? So leave a comment below. One person in your life who's overtly, don't put their first name, just put their initials. Overtly weird, suspicious, overtly dramatic, low agreeableness, and how you could see that probably they shouldn't be in your life. Went a little over 5 minutes. See you on the next lesson. Do not give up on these. Lots of good stuff for you.